Good day, you beautiful Bravehearts, you. Okay? Just know this, that I send love to everybody around the world, no matter what your beliefs are. Your beliefs do not have to match mine, okay, for me to want to send love to you. Understand that. This is such a beautiful world, and when we realize, okay, that there are going to be so many different people with so many different beliefs, okay? How receptive are you when somebody has different beliefs? How willing are you to just not judge? Understand something right now. Judgment is what is killing this planet, all right? Judgment is what's bringing us all together and fighting, not loving. Understand, unconditional love is the only way to set this planet free, but it's the only way to set yourself free on a personal basis. It's an inner standing, and you need to get this, okay? I will never remain angry at anyone. I will always make sure that I go 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, that's the old me. I will snap myself back to the present moment. You see this? 3, 2, 1. Braveheart, 3, 2, 1, I got this. Look at programming is everything. If you're not willing to program yourself, someone else will program you, and they will just mess you up. They will take you down. You have people in your family that are messing you up and taking you down, and they don't even know it, because the majority of the population lives in the subconscious, being unconscious. I live in my subconscious most of the day, but I am conscious still of the belief systems, the thoughts, the images that I have. And I know that I have programmed myself that if someone does not like me, even hates me, I will not return the favor. I will not do that to them. I will love them anyway. Okay, let's talk about this. Today I want to talk about the true cause of cancer. And understand something. Cancer is stage 4 inflammation. All right? You need to get that. Let's go back. Let's go back to Richard Nixon. Okay? Remember Richard Nixon? Okay, Watergate? Well, guess what? Little tricky dicky? Well, understand something. Everybody thought, okay, that Nixon was doing everybody a big favor. The war on cancer back in 1962. You have no idea. It wasn't his idea, okay? It was the idea of these same tyrants, okay? These psychos. And guess what? Remember something. Whatever you talk about, think about the most you become. Hey, let's have a war on cancer. How many people know that only 2 people out of 100 back in 1962 were even experiencing cancer? How many people know, okay, that over 50% of the population will experience cancer and go to war with it? Now, here, I mean, you are so programmed, you don't even know, okay? First of all, you're going to go to war with cancer. That means you're going to go to war with your body. And guess what? If you decide to use chemo, which is mustard gas, just remember something, and it's mustard gas, and remember, it has a success rate of 2.3% after 5 years. My God, if you didn't do anything, you'd have a better chance, wouldn't you? That's right. But you know what? Belief is everything. I mean, people can actually use mustard gas, which is chemo, and they can actually cure themselves because they believe in the chemo so much. That is the power of the mind. How many people know that? There are laws on this planet, and your mind creates those laws, but you don't even know that you're doing it. Let me tell you something right now. Do you know what the C in cancer stands for? The C in cancer stands for this. Okay, first of all, create conflict. Okay? You tell me you're not conflicted about cancer. The majority of the population is. 99 out of 100 people, they think that cancer is still genetic. And understand something. That's how conflicted they are. The C in cancer stands for conflict first. And they're so conflicted about it because, genetics is everything to people, because that was driven down our throat, and that's a lie. There are no genetic diseases, and there are no 110 different cancers either. It's all inflammation. We're an inflammation nation. Hasn't anybody seen that lately? Okay, we're blowing up due to inflammation. So the first thing is conflict. So let's conflict people. So when I say cancer, you think death sentence. When I say stage 4 inflammation, you think, well, maybe I could do something about that. Maybe I could take massive personal action and get rid of that stage 4 inflammation, that stage 3 inflammation, that stage 2 inflammation, okay, that they call stage 1, 2, 3, 4 cancer. And guess what? Let me tell you something right now. You got to get this. Do you want to call it cancer, which is a death sentence, or do you want to call it inflammation? So first of all, let's conflict people and make them think that it's something that they can't do. Remember something. Cancer brings in more money than any other health condition. And understand there are no diseases. There's only autoimmune diseases, which means the body is attacking itself. But you had to attack yourself on invisible, emotional, psychological level first, because the psychological rules the biological. You can get this or not get this. It doesn't matter. You could have the worst cancer in the world, but you could cure yourself. Are there any cures? No. There's only self-curing. And you know what? And the only way to have a self-cure and a permanent cure is to permanently change. That means you'd have to change your personality, and I keep telling you this. I keep telling you, you've got to go into your subconscious that rules, schools, and fools you, because from 0 to 7, you get programmed because you have no filter. Okay, you're just a sponge. You take everything in. And we all know that our parents were adulterated. We all know that we went to a school where the teachers were adulterated. We already know that most religions are adulterated. We already know we come here with unconditional love, and by the time we can walk and talk, it's all conditional love. Isn't that cool? So first of all, this is why ivermectin is so effective. Ivermectin is not that effective at beating cancer. You can say that all you want, okay? I think ivermectin is great, but hold on a second here. The mind is more powerful, okay? And what we think, drink, and do is more powerful. I'm not looking for a silver bullet therapy. I hear enough about ivermectin, okay? Enough. We want to talk about the mind, okay? We want to talk about the law of the mind. It's what you think, drink, and eat. Understand something. So first, we conflict people. We cause conflict in the mind. Next thing, if you can cause conflict in the mind, guess what? You got conflict, and if you create conflict, you get corruption. So if you can corrupt the mind, that means that the person is first conflicted, then they buy into the BS, the belief systems, and the mind becomes corrupted. So if you're not aware and you don't have a filter and you take in things, okay, just because someone said it, you know, we're all told that we should listen to authority. Well, let me just say this right now. There is no authority over me. The only authority over me is that what created the universe, and I'm not even sure what that is, but I humble myself down in front of it. But the reality is there is nothing else that I will humble myself down, and there is no authority over Daryl Wolf. You need to understand that. There's no authority. So when somebody speaks to you, just because society has put this person into a position of what they call authority, you do not take their information in. So first we get conflicted, then we get corrupted, and then our cells get contaminated, because everything is a frequency. And whatever you repeat brings in a frequency, and that frequency is either healing you, okay, or it's misdealing you. Okay, otherwise it's creating dis-ease, which means that you are not at ease. You are not in harmony with yourself. So understand this, first of all. So let's go back again. Let's repeat it, because you need to understand this. Back in 1962, there was only 2 people out of 100 that would get cancer. All right. So now we know that over 50% of the population is going to be dealing with cancer and feeling that their life is threatened, and they probably will lose their life. We know that the majority of the population will opt for radiation and chemotherapy, which are very toxic. We understand that if we can break a person down and make them have no value, they will pick therapies that are dangerous. Is chemo dangerous? Is radiation dangerous? What is unconditional love dangerous? Well, unconditional love can heal you from any disease, dis-ease, out of harmony, and it's called unconditional love. So let's understand that right now. Here, the most important thing that you can ever do is not change your diet. The most important thing that you could ever do is change the riot in your mind. Okay, your mind, otherwise your subconscious, it controls your day all the time. Take a look at your day. You know what? If you're having a great day, and you have a great day every day, even though the world's not having a great day, then guess what? You're not going to have a disease. Did you get what I just said? Now, if your day is ruled by, okay, what goes on in the outside world or with your family or with your friends or with your neighbors and with everything else, then guess what? Then your life is a roller coaster. Okay, and that's why you get an autoimmune disease, because you don't even know it, but you're up and down, and you're dumping chemicals and poisons into your body. Okay, so let's understand this. Only one person on this planet ever received the Nobel Prize for discovering the cause of cancer, and that was Dr. Otto Warburg. Please go research, but why don't you go do some research? Okay, please go do some research. Now, we know that he received that prize, okay, why? Because when a cell becomes deprived by 35% or more of oxygen for more than 3 days, a chokehold goes on it, and it does not want to die, so it wants to survive, so it mutates itself, because now it can live off of fermented sugars. Are you with me? And it can live off of the lactic acid in the body. So the reality is, understand something. The only way that you can be deprived 35% or more of oxygen is if you're an anxiety machine, you're a little terrorist, okay, and you don't hydrate with structured water, enough water throughout the day. You don't eat whole plant-based foods that are full of high frequency and tons of light, and you don't walk around with a slight smile on your face, and you don't know how to breathe and connect to your breath, and you buy into everybody's BS. So if they said, oh my God, the end of the world's coming, you know, how many times throughout the day do you pay? Do you pay because you, okay, have not understood the subconscious mind? And understand, your subconscious mind creates your personality, and it's not even your personality. And you know what? Just like an actor, okay, I can change into this kind of a comedy, a drama, a thriller, a horror. You know, I have control of my personality, and I need to have control of my personality, because when you talk like I talk, okay, when you talk like I talk and live like I live, you have to understand that you're breaking away from the herd. And when you break away from the herd, guess what? You mind your own business, and you do not need approval from the herd. If you need approval from your family and from your neighbors, if you need approval from people, just understand your life is going to be up and down like there's going to be so many bumps in the road. I want to play something for you right now, and I want you to take a listen to this. It's only about 3 minutes, all right? And I'll stop it, and we'll listen to this, okay? But listen to this.
Dr. Jim Janzowski, a Fellow of the Royal Science Society and Distinguished Biochemistry Professor at UCLA, shared with us his revolutionary work in the field of sonocytology.
Sonocytology is actually where they can actually pick up the sound of your cells. Okay, your cells are always giving off a sound, and they could actually, they picked up the sound of the cells, and they could tell the difference between a healthy cell and one that had disease and one that has cancer, because everything is vibration, and every vibration gives off a sound. And understand something, think about it. You have people in your life that are high vibrational, and they bring light into your life. They bring joy into your life. They bring happiness. And then there's people that you love that bring you down. Now, if you live with someone that brings you down, you're going to have to take lots of nutraceuticals. You're going to have to do lots of meditation. You're going to have to do lots of positive talking to yourself. Okay? And you need to understand that. You're going to have to talk to yourself all the time to keep yourself up, because everybody gives off a vibration, and everybody gives off something. And understand, just think about this. Think about this. How many of you live with somebody that's a real Donnie Downer, okay? Or think about it. That brings you down all the time, but you got to stay with them. At least that's what you believe. It's a religious thing, or you don't believe anybody else would love you, or you believe that you can't go out into the world and fend for yourself. The reality is this: we will put up with so much crap. We will put up with depressed people all our life, right? Because everybody thinks that depression is actually an illness, and it's not. The depression is caused from anxiety, and anxiety is caused by repeating the same negative thoughts over and over again. And I'm going to do a one a day tomorrow, and I'm going to prove this to you. I'm going to prove that, okay, you did not create your personality, and someone else programmed you, okay, so that you could be a slave on this planet, emotionally and physically, nutritionally, so that you could work your butt off until you're 50 and then spend all your money trying to get yourself well, okay, before you leave here. They want it all. They want it all, okay? They want you to work hard. They want you to struggle, because it's all about struggling, isn't it? Okay? Don't most people believe that, life is all about struggling? I don't. Okay, I take a look at it and I go, the reality is that I don't mind struggling for something great, for my passion and my purpose, but I'm not going to struggle because you told me that I needed to struggle. I'm not going to struggle because I'm doing something for someone else. Do you need to understand something? Okay, I don't mind struggling at something when it's my passion, my purpose, and it really brings me joy. But when you're struggling at something that you don't want to do, that is the cancer. Okay, remember something, first of all. Okay, conflict, let's create the conflict. After we create the conflict, what are we going to do? We're going to corrupt the mind. After we do that, we're going to contaminate the cells. Welcome to the 3 C's, and that's what the first letter in cancer is, okay? And if you look at it, we take away the first letter, which is C, we're left with A-N-S-E-R. And guess what? You are the bloody answer. And understand this. If you were to take massive personal action and learn how to unconditionally love yourself, you just won the game, and they can never come at you again. They'll never be able to come after you again. You know what? Do you know what authority means to me? Absolutely nothing. There is nothing that is authority above me on this planet, okay? Nothing. And you need to get that, okay? Here we go.
Which detects the vibrations coming out of the human cells.
Okay, so he has a device that will detect the vibration of the human cells.
Originally, I was in IBM in Zurich, Switzerland, in the research laboratory, and we were developing a new type of microscope. We started to notice a fairly high-frequency vibration. The first thing I thought it was some kind of noise in the system.
Do you know what that noise was? That was the noise of a healthy cell. That noise, that was the noise of a healthy cell.
So we kept doing different experiments and established it was a real effect of the lively cell.
A lively cell, a healthy cell.
Has a continuous harmonious sound, but then the diseased cell has an erratic sound.
We can treat them with different chemicals that affects the molecular motors.
Okay, so they use different chemicals, and when they use toxic chemicals, they got this erratic, terrible sound. Now, what happens when somebody's full of anxiety? Are they harmonious, or are they erratic and they're making lots of erratic sounds? Understand that. So it's all about that. When you create anxiety in a cell, okay, remember, if you create anxiety in the body, you're dumping adrenaline, histamine, and cortisone. That spells hack. That's why you're always trying to hack up something, right? So that histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol, it doesn't get just dumped in the body, it gets dumped in the cells. When that gets dumped into the cells, do you know what happens when the cell becomes very acidic? It draws calcium into itself. Then the calcium will try to buffer down and bring back the alkaline balance within the cell. And if you get too much of that, you calcify the mitochondria. Now you don't make the ATP. ATP is the energy that we have in our body. And when you create an ATP, see, your mitochondria are supposed to spin 2,500 times per second. But when they get calcified, they only spin about 300, 500 times per second. And that's what you would call a tired person, a sick person, okay? And understand something. It caused because you were depressed in the first place. And there is no such thing as depression. There's just anxiety. And the anxiety was caused from the fear because you believe they're bullshit. because you read the newspaper, because you listened to the news, because you listened to your friends and your family that were trauma queens, kings, okay? And that's God's truth. So you calcify the mitochondria. They are the powerhouse of the cell to make the ATP. And when you make ATP, it gets pushed through the potassium-sodium pump outside the cell. That creates a lightning bolt, which creates a new cell. So there's the cause of cancer, is mitochondrial damage. Did you get that? So yes, but because of the lack of the ATP, there's no energy, so we don't bring in the oxygen, we don't get rid of the toxins. So if we collect toxins and we have no energy in the cell, it becomes a swamp. When it becomes a swamp, then the oxygen is no longer there, and neither is the nutrition. So now we've got an acidic cell. There, cancer. There's your cancer answer. And I don't care if it's in your eyeball, if it's in your toe, if it's in your liver, if it's somewhere else. There's not 110 different cancers. What a bunch of crap. Let's go back again to Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon declared the war on cancer. Well, really? Oh, thank you, Tricky Dicky. Let me tell you something. Again, let's repeat. 2 people out of 100 would experience cancer back in 1962. Now, 5 to 6 people, okay, out of 10. So otherwise, 50 to 60%, depending on the year. Okay, that's how many people will experience cancer and fight for their life. And you know why they'll fight for their life? Because cancer is a death sentence. Well, it's a death sentence when you put it in here. Remember something. Your subconscious, okay, is the greatest creator on this planet. Okay, and please, let's not bring anything else into the mix right now. Your subconscious is the greatest creator. But guess what? It's the greatest destroyer too. And it depends on what belief systems you put in there. But no, are you going to go to school? Are you going to go to school to learn how to crack open that subconscious, how to reprogram that subconscious, be its programmer? Let me tell you something right now. You only have the disease you have because of the program that's in there. And guess what? Your brain is nothing but a computer. And guess what? When you go to buy a computer, you have to put programs into it, don't you? Okay, the programs don't come in it, does it? No. So the computer is only as smart as the programs. The computer is only as healthy as the programs. The computer is only as rich as the programs. The computer is only as poor as the programs. Do you understand? So understand this. Don't take massive personal action. Don't believe me. Look at. If I could, I would give my course, my whole life coach course, to every adult and every teenager on this planet. And guess what? There would be no more wars and there would be no more disease. And you're going, oh yeah, isn't he cocky? Who does he think he is? I'll tell you who I am. I'm a guy that's been doing whole life coach programs since I was 28 years old. And by the 3rd day, there's not one person in the class by the 3rd day, okay, which is this is a 9-day course, but there's not one person in the class by the 3rd day I haven't cracked open their coconut, and they now believe in unconditional love. I did not turn them into hippies or to go sell flowers. I turned them into a beautiful flower, and they know that no matter what anybody else thinks about them or what the world is doing or screwing, okay, they will unconditionally love themselves 24/7. And that is the only way they will be allowed into heaven. So you're going to create heaven or hell on this planet by what you think, okay? That is the most important thing. And you need to get this, okay? Let's keep religion out of this, for God's sakes, okay? The subconscious theory, the subconscious mind was way before any religious beliefs. And the subconscious creates everything. And the power of your beliefs will either take you down, okay, and create cancer. And remember something, cancer is just a frequency, all right? Let me just play this last little bit for you. Cancer is just a frequency, guys. You can turn cancer on, you can turn it off. You can turn yourself on, you can turn yourself off, and you will never, ever turn me off. Guess what? And you'll never have to turn me on because I am self-love. I'm going to turn myself on 24/7. I don't need Lori, my partner, to turn me on. Lori, my partner, is not going to turn me off. If she's in a bad mood or if she does not feel good or she's feeling grumpy today, I'm not going to let that affect me in any way except how can I get her to smile again? How can I get her to love her life again? That is your only thing. Don't ask somebody what's wrong with them. Just make things right. Make them laugh. Bring them back to joy. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. When I was younger, Okay, and when I was a young parent, my kids used to come home and they would all rally to see who could bring home the drama trauma story. And then guess what? I would rally to see if I could bring home the drama trauma story to my wife, my partner. You know, we're all just so programmed, right? And we're creating cancer in each other. We're creating anxiety in each other. But there is no cancer. Okay, there is no cancer. There's just what? What is there? Conflict, corruption, and contamination. There's no such thing as cancer. And you're not going to have an inflammation problem if you knew what unconditional love is. And understand this, ready for this, only 1 out of 1,000 people, okay, will ever practice unconditional love. And only 1 out of 10,000 people will ever become it on this planet. So understand, this is a slave planet. This will continue to be a slave planet. And you can say, oh my God, Dr. Wolf, you're being so negative. Well, let me tell you something. In the whole history here of this universe, this is the 6th go around. This is the 6th reconnection. So what's happening here, popular today, too popular, I think, eh? So, well, at least with the phone calls. So real science is that we're on our 6th extinction, okay? And understand something. I already told you, they just have to go on autopilot right now because the majority of you are killing yourself every day. Look at the choices that you make every day. Do you choose to walk around with a slight smile on your face no matter if the whole world's pouting or having a tantrum? No, I do. It doesn't matter what goes on today. It doesn't matter how many bumps are in the road today. I'll just slow down for the bump. It doesn't matter how many right-hand, left-hand turns I need to make. Even though I thought I was going to go the other way, I'm going to slow down and I'm going to make it. The reality is this, the universe will work for you when you work for you. The universe will work for you when you love you, when you practice loving you. The universe will work for you when you let yourself off the hook this fast. Oh my God, I couldn't let myself off the hook that fast. I was taught that when I do this, I'm a sinner. So I got to put myself in sinner syndrome for at least a year or maybe for life, okay? Or maybe when I do this, I'm a failure. Oh my God, I failed. And do you know that you have to practice things to get them perfect? So you're going to fail many times at everything you ever do until you get it right. There is no failure. It's just called repetition and stay at it. The only reason why somebody becomes a master at something or good at something, they didn't get lucky, they made lucky, okay? You know what? Somebody doesn't cure themselves from a disease and keep it permanently cured unless there was a personality change. If you don't go into your subconscious and change your personality, okay, this is my personality. Oh my God, really? Is it? Okay, I'm leaving. You know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. I am not going to hang around with depressed people. I'm not going to hang around with angry people. I'm not going to hang around with people that have, you know, the reality is a baby will have what? A little temper tantrum, right? Okay. But guess what? Adults, they'll have one for years. I mean, for life. The reality is we don't understand that the temper tantrum is built into the personality, that the actual cancer is in our personality. The eczema, the psoriasis, the arthritis, the pimples, the tumor. Oh, guys, it's all built into your personality. Here, let me see. Let me play the last of this, okay? And understand this, you know what? You're going to believe it or not believe it. You know, and the reality is, how accepting are you of new ideas? Just think about it. If you hear something different, but it's not threatening to you, but you're threatened by it, then that means that you're not open to learn. Okay? Welcome to 9,999 people out of 10,000. And that's the way it is.
The strange process where the cell was singing.
Cell was singing. Happy, happy, happy.
And then it started to get, a bit interrupted.
Interrupted, conflict, contamination, corruption.
Influence ourselves, influence our others.
A fascinating observation comes from
okay, did you hear that?
The solar system.
So we can influence ourselves and we influence others. So now I'm going, oh my God. So wait a minute. So I could be the dis-ease with my children. I could be the dis-ease with my partner. I could be the dis-ease with my friends. I choose not to be that. I choose to be the cure. I will be the cure. I will wear a slight smile. I will connect to my breath. I will snap my BraveHeart love band 321 to snap myself back into the present moment. I will own the present moment. I will stay conscious. I will not accept anything negative into this mind because it will become a landmine. I will have the best day. I will cherish that which we call God, the creator of everything. And I know nothing about God. I know nothing about the creator. And understand, my father was a born-again Christian pastor. I could recite the Bible backwards and forwards and upside down. And the reality is I don't know what that is that created the whole universe, but I know it's unconditional love. It's not judgment, okay? And guess what? There is no justice unless you're going to unconditionally love yourself. And that's it. So, I'm going to say something and then you can go, well, we'll show him. He'll see what he's going to get. I will never have a disease. I will never have a disease. And you know what? That is not, when I say it, there's no, like somebody goes, I want to win the lottery, but right away in their mind goes, I'll never win it. See, you lose. When I say I'll never have a disease, I am so comfortable with that because I know it's bullshit. I know that people that have a disease are not at ease. I'm at ease. You can like me, not like me. You can love me, not love me. I love you anyway. I win. And you know what? And it's not I win, you lose. I mean, I win. I win because I have the grin, the smile. I love my life. And listen to me. I'm never, ever going to feel pity for a human being. I will feel compassion that they find their way. And to find your way, it's an inner standing. It's falling in love with yourself. I hope he finds his way. Well, what does that mean? Well, I hope he gets the BraveHeart way, which means that he totally or she totally unconditionally loves himself. How fast can you forgive yourself? And understand, I know this. I don't have to forgive myself because I'm not going to judge myself. If I do something and hurt someone and I didn't do it intentionally, I'll apologize. I'm not going to say I'm sorry. Did anybody notice something here? Does anybody notice something? We used to say sorry all the time, but now we say I'm so sorry. Pretty soon it'll be I'm so sorry. And that person's going to have diseases. Why? Well, what do you think? So sorry? Sorry is such a low vibrational thing. You don't be sorry for nothing. You apologize, but don't be sorry. It's such low vibrational. You know what? You're going, oh my God, if I didn't say sorry. Well, look at, you're programmed. That's what you are. You're programmed. Honestly, if I offend someone, and even if I didn't mean to do it, I want to learn from that and learn how to work with that person better. And I will say, look, I apologize, but I'm not even sure how I did that to you. I'm going to let them know that. I'm not just going to go, I apologize, because the whole world is full of victims right now. I can just talk like this. And if you go back and listen to this, did I put anybody down? Did I tear anybody down? No. But guess what? I guarantee you that your subconscious, when you are not accepting of new ideas, will just go like this. No. Your subconscious will not allow new ideas in, even if it was going to save your life, if you're not open to new ideas. So if you have a program that you're not open to new ideas and you think you know it all, and I don't think I know it all. I think I know about this much, that's it. That's all, guys. That's all I can know because learning is infinite. Learning how to love yourself on this planet is the goal. There is no other goal. And understand, the only reason why they have control of this planet and they have a chokehold on us, the only reason why we eat shit, we think it, we drink it, we feel it for ourselves is because they program. The most important thing that you're ever going to do is unconditionally love yourself and go ahead and try and do that. Your family will be on top of you. If you unconditionally love yourself, I don't care if they tell you you've got only 6 days left, okay, because you have this certain kind of cancer. Remember something, everybody, and I'm going to leave you with this, and then I got to run because I've got somebody who wants to do a live with me, and then I've got to go do a TV show today in Toronto, okay? I'm going to be on that channel today. Anyways, what was I going to say here? I just lost my train of thought. Just know this. Cancer is a personality. You need to get that. Cancer is a personality. And the reality is, if you change your personality, that's how it all, when they say to you, yes, Daryl, I just want to tell you this, that a person your age and in this condition with this type of cancer, and remember something, cancer is inflammation, guys. Stage 1, Stage 2 is more inflammation, Stage 3 is more inflammation, Stage 4 is more inflammation. When they test you for cancer, they're testing you for how bad the inflammation is. Now, just think if you knew how to reduce the inflammation, which anybody can do, okay? But understand something. Okay, let me just finish my thought and then I'll come back to that. So the reality is please go home, Mr. Wolf, and get your affairs in order. You've only got 6 weeks to live. Somebody in your condition, and you know what? They're right. Statistically, they're right. Somebody is my age, my weight, and has that much inflammation, usually would probably live 6 weeks. But what if I went home and I changed the way I drink, the way I think, the way I eat, the way I act? What if I became somebody else? What if I became unconditional love, and instead of being depressed or fearful about cancer, it was a wake-up call and said, you haven't reached your goal? Because I believe that once you reach the goal of unconditional love for yourself and for this planet, no matter what personality the planet is deciding to have today, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if I'm there yet, and I'm probably not, but I really do believe that I have unconditional love for myself. Do I still eat and drink things that may not be good for myself sometimes? Yeah, but I can get away with it, right? Because, see, I have this, let's say that 5% to 10%, I'm doing things that are a little bit toxic for me. Think about it. Most people are doing 80 to 90% toxic, and they think they have a great diet because guess what? How many people know that 98% of the population is killing themselves with their diet that they think is great? So anyways, so Dr. Wolf, not Dr. Wolf, but Daryl, you need to go home, get your affairs in order, because you only have 6 weeks to live. So guess what? But what if I didn't act like a statistic? What if I decided to change everything? Okay? What if I decided to unconditionally love myself and go in there and really do some deep emotional work? What if I did? Because emotion, energy and motion, the E stands for energy and in motion. And what if I change that? That would be the deal, wouldn't it? That'd be the deal. Let me tell you something. Okay, so medical health is not health. There you go. Isn't that something? Okay. Medical health is not health. It's not health at all. Okay. The reality is you want to tell me that medical health is health and it's got nothing to do with health. What part of medical health has anything to do with health? But you're going to go and listen to somebody that's going to tell you, okay, that you only have a few days to live. You are the master. Okay. All right. You start feeding your spirit. You change everything. You can cure yourself of any disease. This ease means you're out of ease. Yeah. Anyways, so that's the reality, and I know that there's people on here right now going, he can't get away with saying that. He can't say that he's never going to be sick. Well, guess what? I don't buy life insurance, okay, because I think I'm going to die and I'm worried about dying. I don't buy health insurance. Why? Most people buy health insurance because they think they're someday going to get sick and they're not going to be able to afford their health program. Well, I already know what my health program is. My health program is my subconscious. It's everything. And you know what? You don't get that yet, do you? You don't get that. I'm telling you that if you ever take a whole life coach certification program, by the 3rd day, you're going to walk up to me and give me a big hug. Okay? And even if you never wanted to hug anybody in your life, you're going to give me a big hug. And I'm going to hug you back. And you're going to go, wow, thanks for cracking my coconut. Yeah, you know what? Now I know that I can at least go home and I can unconditionally love myself without being selfish, without feeling selfish. I can unconditionally love myself, even if the rest of my family will not love themselves and continually hate themselves, continually put themselves down, continually put other people down and not even know it. I will love them anyway. There you go. So anyways, I might be coming back on, depends on the time. I'm going to do a live consultation, maybe now or maybe this afternoon if you want to join me. I'm going to go on that channel. And I'm going to be doing a show today. It's a TV station in Toronto, a good friend of mine. And then I'm going to be heading off to Barrie, about an hour from here. And I don't know exactly when, but I think it's like about 10 days. I'm starting a whole life coach certification. It's not too late if you want to go join us. And then it's 9 days. And then my son, Dr. Sage Wolf, will be teaching the Wolf Non-Surgical, only the most powerful body work in the world. And that's the God's truth. Do you go to another body worker that will give you a money back guarantee? A money back guarantee? That their body work will supersede anything that's ever been done, and that we're going to reverse your condition, okay? Because remember something, it's all a scar tissue calcium issue, and understand that. But the first thing is this, if you were to take my whole life coach certification and my Wolf Non-Surgical body work, you'll be the most powerful therapist on the planet. I promise you that. And I don't care if you didn't finish high school. And if you have been a practitioner for 30, 40 years, I'll still rock your world and we'll bring your game way the heck up. You know, do you see the way I speak? I know that my potential is unlimited. I know that whatever I'm doing now, I can do better at it. Okay, we are unlimited potential. That's what a human being is. You are a genius. You are beauty. Okay, you are love. And you need to become self-love, and you need to talk to yourself. I am a genius. I am beautiful. Okay? I am. Okay? I am. Let me tell you something. Do me a favor for the rest of the day and tomorrow, just for 2 days. I'd like you to just see the way you talk to yourself. And I want to tell you something. You better do this. And if you don't do this, you're not going to be ready for what's coming this fall. You're not going to be ready. And I'm not getting into that right now, but understand this. You better unconditionally love yourself. You better protect yourself. You better respect yourself. You better honor yourself first and foremost before anything else or anyone else. So help me God, I will. I will stay in the present moment. I will own it. I will love you, Daryl. It does not matter what anybody else thinks about you. If you have not harmed anyone or hurt anyone, understand this. If you want to unconditionally love yourself, you will be attacked. But guess what? You're being attacked already by yourself. And who cares if the outside world wants to attack you? They always will when you unconditionally love yourself. But until you unconditionally love yourself, you're attacking yourself. And that's a 24/7 job. So you better understand you are the answer to cancer. Remember that? The C, okay, stands for conflict, contamination, and corruption. Okay, get away the C, ANSER is the answer. What a bunch of crap out there. We have a new drug, okay? It's all chemo. And understand that. Chemo's mustard gas. So on a subconscious level, when you're making a decision to do something toxic to try to heal your body, how does that sound? How does that sound? Okay, when you are eating, should you be eating or should you be nourishing? Okay, hey everybody, it's time, buddy. It's time to nourish. How about, hey everybody, it's time to nourish myself on an emotional, physical, nutritional level. How about this? I'm going to love you no matter how much it pisses you off today, or I'm going to love me and you, okay? Because I know that's how I'm going to set myself free. I'm going to have a beautiful day. It's cold out here, okay? The weather really changed in Toronto. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I love my life. I love this planet. And I know that if this planet never changes, and if you never change, I'm going to love you anyway.